Hello, everyone. Today, I was watching YouTube and I saw some videos about UFC 313. They were terrible takes and they had terrible audio quality, so I decided to make my own YouTube channel where I'm not really doing it for viewership. I'm kind of just doing this to air out my thoughts on this and keep a record of my picks, see if I actually know what I'm talking about. So today I'm going to be predicting UFC 313. So let's just get right into it. By the way, if you're watching this because you think I'm going to be predicting Jordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz, you came to the wrong place. I could probably count on my fingers how many people really care about these fights, so I'm skipping them. I'm not going to be talking about these. So let's get started with Alex Morono versus Carlos Leal. This is a banger for those who don't know. For those who are casuals, this is a badass fight. We're going to see Alex Morono lock his legs out fucking completely and get on his toes and look like he's about to fall over for potentially 15 minutes. But if you look at Carlos Leal, he doesn't look bad. He's a big favorite in this. He had some fights in PFL. I mean, if we're being for real here, Alex Morono is somehow a blob at 170 pounds. I mean, this guy's he looks out of shape. He's got some love handles on him. So, I mean, and that's probably why. And he's, thoroughly washed, Cue the washed theme song. He's Carlos Leal is a minus 900 favorite. And for obvious reason, I mean, Morono's just got no pop on his shots. So I'm predicting a knockout. I'm taking Carlos Leal. I don't think this guy's very good, but at this point in 2025, I don't think it'd be a very good UFC fighter to beat Alex Morono. So let's move on here. We got Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosyan. Bruno Ferreira is kind of a marauder, Petrosyan got caught in his last fight with a double spinning back fist. That's tough. I mean, he's got a chance to bounce back here. I don't think he will. I feel like he's gonna get just kind of walked down by Bruno Ferreira. I don't think this guy's that impressive. I don't think either of these guys are that impressive, but if I have to pick, if you're forcing me, I'm gonna go with Bruno Ferreira. He's just more aggressive. Petrosyan, he's kind of rangy fighter. At middleweight, Ferreira's kind of just stocky. Throws double spinning spinning elbows. He might get caught again. He might catch Petrosyan. I'm just gonna go with him just because I think he's more aggressive, and I think he's gonna win because of that. Petrosyan's a favorite, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Ferreira. All right, so next we got Joshua Van versus Ray Soroya. This one's kind of interesting. These guys are both really young. They're super young. They could both be ranked, eventually. I think Joshua Van was ranked at one point, if I'm not mistaken. This year, a lot of undefeated guys have lost, but I don't know. I like Soroya's wrestling. I feel like he's really aggressive with it. I feel like he's really, got the sense of urgency. Joshua Van's got some more experience. They're both really young, both flyweights. So who cares? I mean, I care a little bit about this fight. I'll watch it for sure, but I'm gonna go with Ray Soroya. I just like how he puts the pressure on people with the wrestling. I think he's had one UFC fight, and he had He won on a road to the UFC. He's 10-0. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Ray Soroya here. I know Joshua Van's a favorite. A lot of people like Joshua Van. I do too. Don't get me wrong. He's a brawler, but I'm gonna pick Ray Soroya here. I believe he's in on short notice too. If I'm not mistaken, is he in on short notice? He may be. But up next here we have the ultimate prelim fight. We have Rizvan Kuniev versus Curtis Blades. You're all casuals, and Rizvan Kuniev's an Eagle FC champion and soon to be UFC champion. So, okay, no, I'm just kidding. This guy's a fucking blob. He's gonna get. I mean, is this even? Could you even call this a fucking fraud check? I mean, Curtis Blades is the number 5 ranked. We cut the fucking number 6 ranked heavyweight. I don't know what's going on in this division, but you got the number 5 ranked guy fighting an unranked guy who really does not deserve it. He was not like a notable fucking champ in any other organization. Yeah, I think Curtis Blades gonna win. Probably round 2 knockout. Curtis Blades is actually good. He's only lost to people like fucking Tom Aspinall and Francis Ngannou, and I just think the fact that this fight got booked, canceled, and then the UFC, they were like, we need to make this fight. People fucking want to see this, So they rebooked it. They moved it to this card. It's just fucking strange. I don't know what they're doing. But, yeah, I mean, look at this guy. He's got a serious dad bod going on. Not that Curtis Blades doesn't. But, I mean, Curtis Blades is pretty proven and has fought some good UFC competition. This guy has not fought anyone notable. He fought fucking Hernan Ferreira in the fucking PFL. And it was a no contest. I think this guy's, he could be juicing. Doesn't fucking look like it. But I'm gonna go with Curtis Blades. No odds on this, which is strange. Maybe they don't want you to fucking bet on this because of how retarded this fucking matchup is. But yeah. Moving on. We got Bobby Queen Green versus Mauricio Rufy. I really fucking hate when people try to call themselves king. I just feel like it's fucking weird. The king of what? Fucking mid UFC fighters. So I just think it's fucking strange. My name YBG Don. You can call me FTC. What the fuck is this, bro? You can call me fucking king. Are we serious with this? Anyway. Yeah, I think fucking Mauricio Rufy's going to get a knockout here. I think he's going to have a good performance. Couldn't beat James Yontop. I think Yontop weighed in at fucking 190 at his last fight. So he could not get the knockout. Landed a lot of good strikes, It was competitive, though, between the two of them. I mean, Bobby Green, pretty over the hill at this point. So, and yeah, I mean, also, just a note here, if you look down here, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this guy's foot. He's got some kind of sixth toe going on over here. If you look closely, he's got something going on here. It's not normal. This does not look normal. I know this foot is he's just got a fucked up toe, but this one, it looks like he's got something weird going on. Anyway, I don't know. That might be helpful in this fight for him. This could be helpful. He might throw that left head kick that might hit him that might hit Rufy right on the temple. But weird anatomy aside, I'm going to go with Mauricio Rufy here. I think he's just younger, better. Probably, I mean, he's fast. I mean, Bobby Green is fast too, but I think he's just Bobby Green's kind of chinny. I think he's probably better than Bobby Green might have ever been. Don't fucking comment like you have no idea how good prime Bobby Green was. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking indulge that. So now we got a badass fight. Amanda Lemos versus Yasmin Lucindo. I mean, what is there to say about this fight that hasn't already been said? Okay. Next, we have Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. This is an interesting fight. Now we get to see, again, sort of like the Dan Hooker fight. We get to see Jalen Turner with like a very little or no height advantage and a small reach advantage. And honestly, I think, again, cue the washed music. I mean, Jalen Turner's he's 30, and I think we've seen the best of this guy. He has not beat anyone good, really, ever. He beat Bobby Green. But you'll hear Joe Rogan be like, oh yeah, a lot of people still think this guy's got the makings of a champion. He does not. He really does not. I mean, his striking is kind of good. His grappling, not that good. I feel like Bahamondes just has elite striking and has all the same physical tools that Turner has. So I really think, and on top of that, in this holy month of Ramadan, Bilal Muhammad says that he is the best striker in the UFC. So, I just have to take his word for it. I'm picking Bahamondes to win. Okay, I mean, Turner's had a lot of, not a lot, but he's had a couple wars in the UFC. He's had some tough fights, and I think he's just, I don't know. He's had a long ass layoff too. His last fight was against Moicano in UFC 300. That was a year ago at this point. And, I mean, I don't know. He's lost 4 out of his last 5 as well. I think this guy should be out of the rankings at this point. I think he's going to be out of the rankings after this fight. So I'm going with Bahamondes. Right. Next up, we got Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. This is a good matchup. I don't know why, but when Dan Hooker pulled out of the fight, and they announced it was going to be Fiziev, people just kind of, I don't know, they kind of scoffed at it, they didn't care. I feel like this is a good matchup. This is a more, it was competitive matchup the first time. I think, honestly, I feel like Fiziev could have won the fight. I feel like I rewatched it recently. Gaethje landed some more damaging strikes, but really Fiziev's speed was giving him problems. And I think that coming off a really long layoff, also I saw a video on the UFC's YouTube channel. I mean, this guy Gaethje's just been playing fucking golf for the past year. He says everywhere the UFC takes me, I take my golf bag. All right. I mean, this guy's thinking about fucking birdie putts while he's training, thinking about going golfing later, just relaxing. For those of you who don't play golf, one round could take 4.5 hours, 5 if the people in front of you are going slow, which is not that uncommon. And I don't know. I feel like just based on all the shit, I mean, this guy's saying he's playing golf every day, and he's just taking a year off. I really don't. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he might be checked out, and I know that Gaethje won the last fight, and I know just a lot of people are just picking because he won the first fight. But he's coming off a really brutal knockout. Fiziev's coming off an injury too, but I just think that the speed of Fiziev's going to give him a problem again, and I think it is going to be a much tougher fight for him. I don't know. We'll see what kind of work Fiziev has done, and he's coming out short notice. But I'm gonna go with Fiziev here. I have a hard time picking Gaethje. He's not that technical. He kind of, Fiziev just looked better than him in the first fight. I know he lost, but he just looked better. So I'm gonna go with Fiziev. All right, next, I am going to put all the fence sitters to bed with this pick. All right. you know, I don't know what people are thinking, but all of a sudden, out of the woodwork, you've got some fucking some Magomed Ankalaev Glazers. All of a sudden, this fight gets booked. Like before that, everyone's talking about this guy beat fucking Johnny Walker and Anthony Smith, and that's absolutely fucking true. Like, this guy has not beat anyone really that good. I mean, Johnny Walker and Anthony Smith, he did dominate them. Don't get me wrong, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. I'm not gonna like shit on him for that, but I mean, I think he has a tough time with Yuri Prohaska and Jamal Hill. I mean, I really believe that. Maybe not Jamal Hill, but Yuri Prohaska for sure. He has a tough time with him. Pereira dominates it. That's MMA math, and that's like not fucking accurate. That shouldn't influence my pick, but you know what? I'm just gonna let it. But for real though, he's not that dominant of a wrestler. He's not a submission threat. Pereira's like, okay, I'm not saying Pereira is good on the ground all of a sudden. I know he got a fucking, a Fugazi BJJ black belt, but I just think that he's had some time to work on it. Like, okay, yeah, he didn't look great in the Jan Blachowicz fight on the ground, but he's had quite a bit of time since then to work on it. He's gone on a great run since then. I know that was all striking, but I just don't see Ankalaev as that dominant of a fighter. I know he fucking trains with he's from Dagestan. He trains with Islam Makhachev and shit and Khabib, but that does not mean that he's like the same as them. I mean, this guy's beating up on Anthony Smith and Johnny Walker again. That's good. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Not that impressive. So I'm picking Alex Pereira. All right, this is a 5-round fight. Again, Ankalaev not a submission threat. This will be stood up at least 5 times. Okay. And I promise you, there will be multiple rounds where Magomed Ankalaev does not shoot a fucking takedown. I promise you that. And I promise Alex Pereira's taking advantage of that. He's getting a knockout. All right. I'm not going to fucking fence it. Oh, this is just such a fucking toss-up. All right. I know, he had a tough fight. They both had tough fights with Jan Blachowicz. I'm going with Alex Pereira. All right. He's just, Ankalaev's got T-Rex arms. He could totally get left hooked. I mean, that southpaw orthodox stance, that lead hook is there a lot. So I'm gonna go with Alex Pereira. I just don't think I don't think Big Ank has it in him. I think there's a lot of fucking glazers out there. Came out of the woodwork. I came on to this fucking YouTube channel. I'm not like a fucking poetard, but I came here to do just a little bit of counter glazing. All right. So that being said, picking Pereira, picking Fiziev, got Bahamondes. This is such a toss-up. Most banger fight on the card. Can't even pick it. Picking Rufy, picking Curtis Blades, taking Ray Soroya, and Bruno Ferreira, and Carlos Leal. So that is my picks for UFC 313. Let me know if you agree. If you disagree, let me know as well. But that'll be it. And next, I'll be doing a Power Slap 12 recap. I'll be watching that as well. All right, that'll be it.